So I am going to create an empty, and I'm going to call this background. I'm just going to click here. And once I have my background labeled, I'm going to click on it and come to my inspector, and you're going to notice that it all has different numbers. So I'm going to reset this transform because I want it to be in the center. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, and this is what I want to be my sky. So I'm going to click and drag to make that a child, and I'm going to call this one sky. So clicking here, and if you can't get that to work, you can always type sky over in here. And then I want to make sure that my transform is reset again. So I'm going to just reset it, even though I saw that it was all zeros. So we've got our background and our sky. I've got a couple different elements that I'm going to use. And the first one is this number 3. So I'm going to click and drag that right into my background. And then I'm going to drag number 4 in my background. These are just like little decorative elements that I want to add in. And if they don't go in right, remember you can change your order in layer, and you can make each of these kind of appear where you want them to. So the last one is going to be this number 8, and I'm going to click and drag that into my background also. And number 8 did not show up for me, so I'm going to come down to my order and layer, and we'll give that a 1 right now. And there is what I'm going to call my ground. And that allows me to then have a background that has a couple of different layers to it, but mostly what we're going to work with is this ground right here. So here is our background that we started working with. I'm going to click on the arrow and open it up. So the one I want to work with is this ground sprite here, and we're going to add a physics component to this. So coming to add component, I want to add a box collider 2D. And when my box collider goes in, you're going to see by these blue dots that it fills up the whole entire screen. And I only want it to fill this area or go around this box. The easiest way to edit this collider is to come over to Edit Collider and to click on one of these green points. And there is our collider all edited. You can zoom in just to make sure that that goes around that. So now our plank has a collider and our character will be able to sit on it. And I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to duplicate this one. And so I've got a second background, but it puts it in the exact same spot. I want to go to the one I just duplicated, and the ground, on that ground, there's the box collider we added. And this X size of 19.2 is telling me how long this is. So if I come up to my background 1, and I type in the X, 19.2, my background should line up pretty good. And you're going to see this looks pretty seamless. So now I have a pretty big area to work with. And this is going to be a nice thing for you as you are creating your game.